We'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Great speaking with you as always. I mean, the pre-open rates are coming up on your screen. There is a very large move on the rupee as well. The rupee dollar is starting about 10, 11 paise weaker as compared to the dollar. But I think this is also, the impact of what's happening in China, which is the dollar is appreciated very strongly, did appreciate, although losses have been cut a little bit. But there is a broad uptrend in the dollar, which we are seeing across most Asian currencies. 90 points lower, but this is the beginning. 3-4 minutes more, and then these rates will settle down. Prakash, just a few other names. I mean, if you want to very briefly touch upon, names like Religare came up very sharply. UTI AMC on Friday was a big mover. Kajaria was a very large mover. Then there was Paytm, Policy Bazaar. Any pick out of these?
Not specifically, to be honest, Prashant, but what is the market telling you? That, these are names, some of these at least, like UTI, AMC and all that, you really don't talk about or hear of very regularly these days. The market's gearing up for some sort of a rotation within the mid-cap, small-cap space for sure. And there's this huge catch-up that's probably, underway. And that's exactly why you'll have to put your bets on the right kind of stocks which still have enough room to go. So, for example, the fertilizer stock, I mean, you saw the kind of run-up. It stemmed itself after a while, but there's still a lot of changes in the fundamentals that could move. So, the likes of a GSFC or an RCF, or, these are names that will probably start featuring much more prominently. So my sense is you'll see shift into IT and some of the cyclicals, maybe cement, maybe paper, all of those names will come back, especially the small cap, mid cap. So keep a watch on that. Nothing specific from these 4-5 names because we've been talking about that regularly. I didn't see anything which is very promising, at least on the Friday session.
Prakash, we leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining in. By the way, in the pre-openings, there are a few stocks which stand out. One are the oil marketing companies. With the decline in crude prices, it's positive for oil marketing companies. So BPCL in pre-opening is the big gainer, and Hero MotoCorp, after the company undertook price hikes to the tune of 1,500 rupees for its two-wheelers, that's higher. And on the losing side, Paytm is likely to take a big knock, it appears, in pre-opening, 7.5% lower after RBI has disallowed the company from onboarding new merchants. So the street is clearly worried. There is a big knock seen in Paytm. But let me invite now Sterlite Technology. We didn't chat with them when the numbers came out. We're now joined by the company's MD, Ankit Agarwal, on the show now. Hi, Ankit, thanks so much for joining in. You typically classify your business into the optical fiber business, which is about 75%. You have services, about 25%, and there is a very small portion of digital wireless. So when I look at the margins this time, there is an improvement on a quarter-on-quarter basis, but that's led by an improvement in the optic fiber margins. Your services business margins have come under severe pressure, and I think it's down to just 2.5%. Could you tell us the reason why, and do you anticipate an improvement in the service business margins from here on?
Yeah, thank you, Rima. Good morning. So I think the first part is, one, at a global level, we continue to see pretty strong demand for the optical products in particular. And there we've really tried to focus, and we've taken an ambition to be the world top 3. So that's something that's very, very exciting for us. At the same time, on the services part, there are 2 parts to it. One, we've done a conscious shift from a focus on government projects to more and more private sector projects. And that we are looking at how to improve the margins in India, particularly from around 7-8% to about 10 to 12%. So that's work in progress, but we're confident on the back of 5G and other projects which are coming up that we will be able to execute on that. And the second part is that we have also expanded in terms of our services business in UK, which is currently in losses. And there the work is to turn that around and make that profitable. So as we do that, we believe that the optical business will continue to have north of 20% EBITDA margins, and the services business should come back to 10 to 12% margins.
By when can service business margins get back to 10 to 12%?
We believe in H1 of next year.
H1 of next year, okay.
All right. Hi, Ankit. Ankit, your optical interconnect opportunity is rather large. And you've been talking about, interconnect rates hit closer around 40% odd. What's the incremental opportunity for you? Can you quantify this?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we call it is the attach rate. So essentially, the optical fiber cables and the interconnect are typically sold online, are sold together as a package solution. And what you have also when we see our global peers is a typically 1-to-1 ratio. So for every cable that we sell, $1 of cable, we can sell $1 of interconnect. And that's very powerful for us to get better lock-in with our customers as well as improve our margin portfolio. So that's the ambition, that we get to about 40% by FY25. That's what we have shared with investors. Currently, we're at around 10% or sub 10% range. And as we get more and more of our cable customers to also see the value in the interconnect, we believe that should start increasing quarter on quarter.
Ankit, hi. Good morning. Prashant here. Could you tell us by when will you decide on the Italian expansion?
Yeah, so just on the optical part, overall, there are three things going on in parallel. One is our US facility is coming on stream. That's something we're very excited about to serve the US market. We're already at 14% market share, and we want to further grow on that. Second part is in Europe, we are now north of 20% market share. And on the back of our Italian facility, both on cable and interconnect, we want to grow that. So in the next couple of quarters, we will further increase our Italy capacity to full utilization. And then we have some small addition in India. All of this combined will take our cable capacity from 33 million to 42 million fiber kilometers broadly in the next 4 to 6 months. So that's when we see that capacity coming on stream and utilized. On top of that, we are also increasing some capacity on our interconnect, particularly in India, to make sure that we can scale up that part of the business.
Okay, so your overall capacity will rise from currently 33 fiber kilometer to about 42 fiber kilometer in the next 4 to 6 quarters.
4 to 6 months.
4 to 6 months, okay. So by the end of FY23, can you tell us how optic fiber cable prices have moved? What has been the overall increase seen in the first half of the year? And is there scope that it rises further from here?
Yeah, so we've seen actually pretty strong demand, particularly in our focus markets across Europe and US. We continue to see very strong capex investments on the back of 5G, fiber to the home, as well as very large spends which are committed by the government. Just the US market itself, government has committed $65 billion for broadband connectivity. Similarly, countries like UK, Germany, and of course in India, we have projects like BharatNet as well. So all of this caters to very, very strong order booking for us. Last quarter, we had one of our highest ever order books, north of 3,000 crores. And we're overall having open order book north of 11,700 crores. So it's pretty well set up for us in terms of the orders we have. Our focus now is to make sure that we can continue to serve our customers with new innovations and new solutions, which can further improve our margins. One other part that is also benefiting us is we're starting to see the container prices starting to come down, and was probably come down by about 20 to 25% from say 4 to 6 months ago. Okay. So that should further improve on our bottom line. But we still face some challenges on our gases, particularly helium, which is obviously a global shortage right now.
Okay. All right, Ankit, very quickly, we're getting to pre-open, but your debt numbers are around 5,200 crores odd. There were indications that you want to bring that number down. So could you tell us what is the targeted debt number and any progress on the new CFO?
Yeah, so our debt number is around 3,200 crores. Oh. And the focus is to overall take our net debt to EBITDA at about 2.5. So that's the focus for us. We are seeing our performance improvements as we go into Q3 and Q4. And overall, we expect our revenue for the year to be north of 7,000 crores. So that's on the performance side. On the CFO, as I shared earlier also, we're a few weeks away from announcing it. We're very excited with the new CFO coming on.
All right. Ankit, it's a pleasure. Thank you very much. But by the way, guys, I don't know if you know, Ankit is an accomplished musician as well. And, I mean, so is Prateek, and a completely musical family. Ankit, it's a pleasure. Next time you're on, we'll start with a request for you to sing.
With a jingle.
Great speaking with you. Great speaking with you. Thank you very much, Ankit. Appreciate it. All right, let's